Death fact number 2, planning ahead. One of the main things that we do in life is plan. We plan everything down to a T. Just stepping out, before we even step out the door, we're planning everything that we're going to do, where we're going to go, what we're going to buy. For example, when you go on holiday, you go on holiday, and so you normally fly to go to a holiday destination, and so you'll plan to be at the airport early, you'll plan to do this, to make sure that there's plenty of time, you'll plan your parking, you'll plan how you'll get from the airport, your destination to the hotel, and all these things now. So the question really is why do we plan? And I think most of the time when we plan these things is to avoid the uncertainty, to avoid stress and worry and stuff like that. So given that what Charlie Morley said to me once was that death is 100%, has a 100% success rate, so why don't we plan for it? It's definitely going to be something that could potentially be a very stressful situation, so why do we avoid doing anything about it until the last minute? I think we are, as a society, just so scared of it and we don't want to approach it or even think about it. But planning ahead can be a really good thing because, as you're going through the process of planning, it does make you reflect, which can also have a lot of beneficial effects on your life and how you're leading it. One of the things that I've got is a death pack. It sounds quite ominous, but actually it's a pack which has a lot of information in it, which all the way down from what my choices regarding organ donation. It's got all of the music that I want at my funeral. It's got, and this is what I feel is quite an important one, is a lot of letters to people. Now something could easily happen to me and I could be in a freak accident or something like that, and I would never have been able to say anything to my friends or family and stuff like that. So what I've done is actually written a letter to some of the most key and most important people in my life that I review annually, just to explain how I feel about them and so forth. Now there are other things that you can do in the pack. You can include your accounts for social media, your bank accounts, passwords, etc. and stuff like that, all the way down to your preference, whether you want to be cremated or buried, whether you want your ashes stored anywhere or spreaded anywhere. But the benefits don't just affect you. I mean, you can see there clearly that letter to your friends and family is going to affect them as well. So planning ahead really is beneficial for both friends and family, as well as yourself. So it gives you the opportunity to reflect on what you want and how you want your funeral and how you want everything to go. You can also, if you wanted to, set up a specific bank account where you put money in every now and again so that money is ring-fenced ready for the funeral. And what this will do is effectively allow people to grieve and to mourn without the added stress of having to sort out the funeral, having to discuss with all your family relatives and friends and stuff about how the funeral should go, what music, who to invite and stuff like this. These are all things that you can cover off in your death pack. But it is a really important thing to do, especially even if you're younger, because I think that by doing that, in the unlikely event that something does happen, then everyone knows exactly what you want, how you want it. Now I've got my own death pack, and that is that goes out to 3 really important people. One of them's my partner, but I also have to give them to my 2 sisters to ensure that they have a copy in case something happens to both me and my partner, for example, in a car accident. I think it's really important. I don't know, I keep saying it and I'm trying to drum it home, but especially now with what's going on with the coronavirus, I think it's a really good time to reflect on planning ahead, and also by looking into this and going deeper, it can allow us to take what's going on around us on board, to reflect on it. And also as well, if we do reflect on it and plan ahead for it, then when when things happen, or if we become terminally ill or anything like that, then we become a little bit more prepared. We understand this is a natural thing, and you know, we all die, and so I think it's really key that we go through these moments, even if you just do it sort of annually. I mean, ideally you'd want to be sort of contemplating death more frequently, but we'll go into that in another video. But I think the really important thing here is to just ensure that we're planning ahead, which brings everything into the forefront of our mind and helps with the stress of it in the event that it comes. I mean, you know, like I said, it has a 100% success rate, and we plan everything else out in our lives, so why aren't we planning out our death? It's really certain it's going to happen, and you know, whilst life is amazing while it's here, and we can all enjoy it, by reflecting on it, you know, reflecting on death, it can actually bring a lot of joy to our lives, help us focus and pin everything in, and really make it count. So yeah, I think that's pretty much most of the you know, the planning, you know, your planning ahead. I mean, like I said, it's primarily there to help with getting ourselves ready for when that time comes. But also as well, it's really good for helping us, but also helping relatives, because the last thing you need is family members arguing and fighting when they're trying to grieve your loss over the finer details of what you want. I mean, these things do happen. People argue over where the money's coming from, what colour the headstone is, what colour writing it is, what's written on the headstone. I mean, these are all massive things that you can include on you know, in your death pack, which just takes all of the choices and everything away from everybody and just allows them to grieve and to deal with everything. And that's something that's priceless, really. I mean, you know, that's helping your relatives and your friends and everything. And I'm sure, you know, you wouldn't want your death to cause any stress or harm or problems. So ensuring that you've got this stuff in place is going to be key, alongside, you know, your wills and other things like that. But like I said, we can look into some of those other things later on. But yeah, that's death fact number 2. Thanks.